Hi everybody, this is Dave Neufeld for the Best Buy Canada blog, and today I'm going to be taking a look at 5 fantastic Sennheiser gaming headsets that range from the entry-level mid-tier GSP 300 series all the way through to the top-shelf professional GSP 600 series headset. Now, each of these headsets has its own unique strengths and features, so let's take a look at each one of them, beginning with the GSP 300. The GSP 300 is a wired multi-platform headset that's compatible with PC, Mac, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. It's also a closed acoustic headset. That means it's designed to isolate noise as much as possible. Using a headset like this really cuts down on the amount of outside noise from your environment that leaks in while you're playing games. It also significantly cuts down on the amount of noise that leaks out, which can make it a really ideal choice, either for people who like to play games late in houses with other people, or even for those who like to play games on their daily commute. The closed acoustic headset is perfect for kind of isolating the noise both to you and to those around you. The only potential downside for me with closed acoustic headsets is that they tend to make it so that your own voice kind of echoes in your head a bit more than normal. I'm not always a big fan of this when I'm playing multiplayer games that involve chat, so for that reason I tend to prefer closed acoustic headsets more for games where I'm trying to isolate and just have a personal experience as opposed to having a multiplayer experience where I'm talking with another person. Now, while all the headsets I'll be looking at today are suitable for any type of game, I'm going to make a few recommendations for each set, kind of based on its biggest strengths. So for the GSP 300 series, I'm going to recommend firstly games with excellent soundtracks like Tetris Effect or Luminous that really focus on a musical experience, or alternatively, immersive single-player RPGs like Skyrim or The Witcher 3. So next up we have the GSP 350, which hardware and design-wise is very, very similar to the 300, with the key difference that it's marketed as a PC-only headset. Now, that kind of comes with an asterisk because Sennheiser does state that the headset will also work with consoles. You just have to substitute the proper cable, the 3.5 millimeter headset cable. And I did test that out, and it did work with both my Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. So you can make note of that, although one of the strongest features of this headset is its 7.1 Dolby surround sound capability, which of course, regardless, is only compatible with the PC. And you can see here the wire for the headset does actually have a dongle on it with a button that will allow you to toggle between 4 different audio functions, including 7.1 surround sound, as well as music mode or just regular stereo mode. The 350 series is also, again, a closed acoustic headset, so keep that in mind that it's specifically designed, again, as a noise-isolating headset. It'll keep outside noise out, it'll keep your noise in, but it does come with that caveat that I said, where I tend to prefer these headsets more for single-player experiences as opposed to experiences focused on multiplayer chat. So for this headset, I'm going to recommend games like Battle Royales, games like PUBG and Fortnite and those sorts of things. And again, I do understand that some of those games, of course, do involve chat often, but the closed acoustic feature of the headset, along with the 7.1 surround sound, does make it really well suited for games where you're trying to be stealthy or trying to hear the footsteps of those around you, which of course Battle Royales are very well known for. So next I'm going to move on to the GSP 500 series, and it's worth noting that once we get into these upper headsets, the 500 series and above, the Sennheiser sets make a huge leap in comfort and technology. It's really noticeable once we get into these 500s. The headsets are much more adjustable. They're made of much better material, especially the ear cups are a significant improvement in the breathability and the softness of the material. The only one thing that I did kind of notice about them is I thought they had a bit too much of a circular shape, and sometimes no matter how much I tried to adjust it, I still kind of felt like there was a bit more pressure at the bottom of the ear cup as opposed to the top. But it's definitely not something significant, and the overall comfort of the set certainly makes up for that in leaps and bounds. And of course, just the overall audio quality as well takes a big leap once you get into the 500 series. The difference is very noticeable with a huge increase in overall fidelity. And again, the 500 series, like the 300 series, is a multi-platform headset. It's compatible across PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, pretty much anything that you can plug a headset into. And of course, another key difference in the 500 series, as opposed to what we've looked at up until now, is that is an open acoustic headset as opposed to closed. So it lets a little more sound travel through from the outside environment. It lets you be a little bit more aware maybe of what's going on around you as opposed to being completely isolated. And as I mentioned before, it also makes it a bit easier to chat, in my opinion, just because then your own voice isn't really echoing inside your head as much. It's a more pleasant talking experience. So for that reason, for the 500 series, I'm going to recommend games like The Division 2 or Destiny 2, looter shooters, essentially, where you're working with a team and really involved in a lot of voice chat. So of course, moving on to the GSP 550 series, the 550 is to the GSP 500 pretty much exactly as the 350 is to the 300. It's a PC-only headset, although if you do swap out the proper cable, it does work with consoles, except that in that case, you lose the Dolby 7.1 surround sound feature. And again, it's a big step up from the 350 series in terms of overall hardware build, of the comfort of the headset, and the quality and fidelity of the audio, which again takes a pretty big leap once you go into the 500 and 550 series. And again, like the 500 series, the 550 is an open back headset, which means it's a bit more forgiving with the amount of noise it lets in and out versus completely isolating sound for the user. And again, you can see it has the same dongle on the headset wire, which allows you to toggle in between Dolby 7.1 surround and other settings such as music or regular stereo sound, depending on the type of audio you're specifically trying to achieve. So since this is an open back headset with such quality, high fidelity audio, I'm going to recommend it in particular for a lot of chat-focused online games, MMOs such as World of Warcraft or Star Wars The Old Republic, or even competitive esport games such as Dota 2 or CSGO. Basically anything where you're getting together with your clan or your guild or your raiding party. It's just a really great headset for multiplayer party groups or competitive esports. So lastly, we get to the GSP 600, which is pretty much the flagship model of these Sennheiser gaming headsets. It's multi-platform again. It works across all the platforms that we've mentioned thus far. And it really is the top of the line as far as comfort and quality goes. Again, it's got tons of adjustability, and the ear pads are incredibly soft and designed with a cooling material that are meant to, of course, keep them comfortable over long gaming sessions. And the overall quality of the audio and the fidelity that that the headset is capable of is just incredible. They sound fantastic. And they really do just stand among probably the top of the line best gaming headsets that are available at the moment. Now, the GSP 600 series is actually a closed back headset, which means it is, of course, designed for noise cancellation and noise isolation, as opposed to the 500 and the 550, which are open backed. And I know I've made my opinion clear on that up to this point, where I've said that I do prefer open acoustic headsets for games that involve chat, just because of that bit of echo when listening to your own voice. But the GSP 600 is just such a superior headset that I have a hard time not recommending it for any type of gaming. Really, I think even especially in a professional setting, they would probably be the most ideal headset, just because they do have that crystal clear audio, chat, and sound, and are at the same time capable of blocking out all the noises and distractions that could face someone in a professional gaming setting. But that doesn't mean that they aren't perfect for gaming just about anywhere as well. Personally, I'm going to be using them, as you can see here, for some MLB The Show 19. Really, overall, I just loved this headset no matter what I was playing. So that's all I have for you today on this fairly impressive lineup of 5 different Sennheiser gaming headsets. But be sure to check in again with the Best Buy Canada blog for all the latest in gaming and technology. I'll see you again next time.